Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a pretty big one. So last month we initiated a custom Gunpla Halloween contest where I wanted you guys to create Halloween themed Gunpla, whether that be with a diorama, just a simple color change, anything just Halloween themed. And even though the video didn't do very well, you guys really did. Like, really did. I was expecting you guys to do a little something, make a little magic happen, but some of these are crazy. These are all actually really crazy. I don't know what I'm saying. It was hard to determine which ones I thought were really the best of the best, because everyone on here was just amazing. That being said, we do have 3 winners, but before we get to the winners, I want to kind of take a peek at some of the honorable mentions, just because I want your guys' talent to be shown out here, because you guys did, again, really amazing. So first up in the honorable mentions, we have this Candy Delanza from Baynite, forgive me if I'm pronouncing that wrong. A really cool design, a really cool recolor of the Delanza, and a really cool, I think they title this one like the Candy Delanza or the Lollipop Delanza. It's got the shield staff that's like looks like a lollipop, and the recoloring, it's kind of hard to tell in some of the pictures, but especially on the back picture, you can really see all the cool detail paintwork that went into giving this thing a kind of candy vibe. Obviously very reminiscent of Halloween, which is exactly what we were looking for. Especially the work on like the candy corn armor up there, that is really cool, really sick. Next up was a very different entry. This is by Detharis. I'm not sure what this one is called, but it's a big old Bionicle Halloween, kind of scary themed custom. Really cool. He mentioned, I remember whenever we started the contest, he asked if he could, use Bionicles, and it's like, well, as long as you make this Halloween themed, I really don't care. I'm not as familiar with Bionicles as I used to be, obviously, when I was a kid. It was pretty cool, but I'm assuming this thing took a lot of work. Here it is against a perfect grade for scale he sent. That thing is massive. Next up, we have an entry from Dragon. I really like this one. I think this is just the gold recoloring, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if that purple is all done or if that's original to the kit. Really cool. I just don't have, I just need the Halloween. I just need the Halloween in it. I like it. Just need the theme a little bit more. I say that, but he sent in 2 different submissions into this, so I can't really count either because you're only allowed 1 submission. This one I like a little bit more though. This is a Dom on a styrofoam bottle, look like a pumpkin. This isn't the only one we're gonna see like this in this list. A really fun recolor of not the Dom, of the GOG, sorry. Really fun recolor of it, just the arms kind of wired onto the styrofoam ball, it looks like. Very cool, but we have 2 submissions. Can't really count either of them. Really cool though. I figured let's go ahead and show the other submission here. This is Tim Fart's submission. Just the Master Grade SD strike blocked onto a pumpkin. I think this one was first. I think Dragon might have got the inspo for this. I don't know, maybe this is all over the place, but this one was really fun. Just kind of plopping the pieces of the SD onto the pumpkin. I hope the pieces I hope you clean off the pieces well enough. Next up we have this really awesome recolor of the wing custom from Gojira Fan. I really like this theme a lot. The color scheme, the black instead of the white, having the nice gold eccentric pieces on there, making the wings this kind of blood red. It's really cool and very striking, especially whenever this kit is up in its like mid-flight pose with those wings behind it. It looks very distinct, and it's almost reminding me of like a almost General Radahn from Elden Ring, if you know what I'm talking about. I guess just because I couldn't like define exactly what it was themed under, that was kind of the only negative towards it. Again, really sick recolor, really sick design. The whole thing is really cool. I also like how there seems to be a prototype here, another version of it that's just kind of all busted up. Picture quality was also very great on these. It's nice, I can tell where all the customization is done on these. This one was definitely up there for sure. Next up we have this really fun recolor of the Mark II by Kingio. The recolor works really well with the Mark II, and I'm surprised we don't see more orange in kits. Now that I'm thinking about it, the only ones I can really think of are the heavy arms and then that recolor of the Destiny Gundam. Other than that, I don't feel like there's a whole lot of orange in kits. It works out really well here. My problem with these submissions is just there's no background, or sorry, there is background, and that's my only issue with it. I wish we had just a nice clean slate of this guy because it looks really sick, and I can tell a lot of work went into this. Next up, we have one of the few just regular SD Gundam to make this competition, and this is the SD Delta Plus by Koala. A really fun recolor on this guy, this nice bright neon green, especially with the size of the Delta Plus. It's reminding me of like a Little Green Men, you know, like the early ideas of what an alien would be is kind of the vibe I'm getting from this guy. I know I just talked about the kind of background, and these play a big part, especially in these photos here. Really portrays this as a really cool custom, a whole lot too. And that, I don't know if it's just reflective UV lighting or what on some of these photos, but we're getting this kind of nice purple reflectiveness. Works really well for this kit, and again, looks very, very sick. This is a custom God Gundam, or excuse me, Shining Gundam by Kwauhei 2. Again, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but it's a nice half and half between like a zombified and I think he said maybe a Frankenstein version of this guy. We get these cool wires poking out from the chest down here, and it looks like this guy is just being infected by something. In his post, he mentioned that this thing is airbrushed and had a lot of custom work done to it, and I can definitely tell, especially in some parts like the right skirting here. This thing that transition from the white to the black where the infection is kind of taking place. Really like all the scuffing everywhere. It looks like this thing has been destroyed, been in graveyard almost somewhere. I wish there were a few more photos where we could get some nice closer up details on some of this work that's done here, because I can see that there's a lot of this tubing kind of going in through the back of the face here. I'd like to see some of that too, but again, this thing was really well done. This custom Noble Gundam from Serco is really cool. A lot of blue theme on this thing, butterflies. It's reminded me a lot of, again, I've already mentioned Elden Ring once, but it reminds me of the witch from Elden Ring. I'm kind of getting those vibes here. Very cool. I like the recoloring. The blue on this, again, I think fits the Noble Gundam really well. I don't know what I'm getting Halloween-wise, but I am, like I said, kind of that witch from Elden Ring, so it's kind of there. I'm missing the touch, missing the Halloween touch. Really like this though. The kind of underrated aspect of the Halloween custom is just what you can do from just a pure paint job aesthetic that makes the kit look, you know, Halloween themed. And that's exactly what Slightly One did here with this, I'm blanking on the name of the kit here, but this recoloring, as you can tell, makes this thing look like makes this thing look like a skeleton soldier. It's really cool. Kind of having some of the inner frame and inner working pieces of kind of bone gray mixed with the all black armor on the outside. A really cool way just to get a different vibe off the kit purely off of the coloring. And then of course we have the really nice shield up here. I like that little touch of red. I think does wonders for this thing. These bone spikes there as well. Again, this thing is really well done. I really like this color scheme a lot. Again, my one problem with this guy here, I just wish we had that nice clean background. If we had that nice clean background, this guy might have cracked into that top 3, just maybe, because this thing, it looks so good. I just wish we had that a little bit more, would have gone a long way. This entry from X Leo Razio is really cool. It's supposed to be like Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas. Just a little heads up, this is not the only Nightmare Before Christmas we're going to be seeing on this list. This one, it's really cool. The paint scheme on this thing is sick. I like the use of I think it's yarn to make the hair up there. And all of the different colors on here look just like Sally's do. There's the nice, you can kind of see it in some, like especially this side picture here. You can see it looks like the stitching on the legs and having this nice little pumpkin patch down here at the bottom of the base. Just helps give this a nice extra little touch. I think this is using a computer screen for this brick background. Again, if that's all you have, that helps a whole lot. It makes it nice and it makes it easier to really focus on the Gundam. Next up we have from Zombie Dark Skull, this cool little fight diorama between a Goof Custom and a decked out, it's not Barbatos, but a kid from Iron Blooded Orphans. Really cool redesign here. I don't know if that shield is custom or not, or if that's how that already comes through. Some nice different reworking colors on this guy as well, and that little pumpkin run up there on the chest is really fun. I really like the diorama. You know, it's simple, but it It's a cool little set piece. I like just the kind of pumpkins growing out everywhere. Next up, we have this Gundam Graveyard by No Name Please. This thing, it's fun. It's a cool little like representation of some different kits kind of coming out of the ground. Got the high-grade goof. I like to work a lot on this diorama. It's super cool seeing all the different kits coming up out of the ground. We got the Zagok, we got the goof, of course, and we have that real grade Zeta back of early real grade Syndrome. That's fun. I like the skeletons of the SD kits all hanging around. Those are really fun. And then we have this cool version of, look at this cool SD Gundam that I've never seen before. Giving me some like Jafar from Aladdin vibes. I like all the different work. Again, it's just a little blurry. Again, that's kind of the big thing. If it was a little more in focus, it would help a little bit. But this thing is super sick and really cool use of just some nice simple pieces to make this what it is. You know, aesthetically, this might be my favorite one. A really cool design from Luke Hacks. I think he said this is the flight type goof. Yeah, it's like a custom. Yeah, it's a custom goof for sure. But it's got these really cool arms here on the back that are giving it this kind of, I'm not sure what these arms are from, or maybe this is part of this custom goof. I'm not sure, but this thing, it's cool color scheme. I really like this one pick here with a nice orange tip to it and kind of having the pumpkins there. Same kind of thing though. If we had that background, would really draw this whole thing together. Next is this really fun recolor of the Dom by Player One. Really fun red and black. I think he called this one the Count Domula. A fun little work on there as well. Has this really large cape. Kind of reminds me of a football player, you know, in the winter when they have that big coat over all their pads. It's kind of what that reminds me of. But really fun use. And this is another aspect where he uses, I believe it's like a tablet back here to kind of give this kind of cemetery vibe in the back. Again, I would much rather see that than, you know, all the workings like what's behind me right now. But really, really fun recoloring. This submission from Prankster1 didn't make it in time, but I wanted to give it some light here because I really like the work he was doing on these kind of crystallized like fingers as well as the arm. I'm not sure how you go about making these, but it's a real shame you weren't able to get this in time because some of the photos he submitted here have a really cool look with all these, I have to assume, scratch-made crystallization on all these different kits here. I don't know how you managed to make that, but it's really, really cool. And I look forward to seeing that or some other aspect like that into whatever the next submission is. These final two honorable mentions were right on the cusp for me. It's a real shame because both of these next ones, amazing. I like the aspect, the vibes, everything about them. Just didn't quite make the cut. What's really funny about these two honorable mentions, they use the same kit, but in very, very different ways. First up is this awesome diorama by Big C Trains and Things. This thing is spectacular. The kit is, believe it or not, this is the G-Quux Red Gundam here, just completely kit bashed and made into something completely different. Super, super awesome. I really like the skulls going for this big grave digger vibes. The diorama itself, it looks like there's a lot of work done to it. The dead RX-78-2 torso down there, as well as the axe getting chunked in. All the stones, twigs, dirt, really like good size, and everything looks spectacular here. My only problem here is with the first set of submission photos, we just don't get a lot of the actual kit itself, which is a shame because it looks really dope. Obviously, a lot of it is hidden underneath the black cape tarp there, but this thing is really, really sick. Again, if I had a couple more spots, this would have definitely made it in. This is sick, and definitely be proud of this work. For everyone here, be proud of your work, even if you didn't win. Everything has been spectacular. And my last honorable mention has to go to Seagull 1. I really wanted to put this thing in just because of the pure creativity of it. Obviously, the Gundam itself, not a whole lot done, but that's because the Gundam itself is what's doing the customization. It's supposed to be looking like the Gundam is making itself a Halloween costume. That's what they put in their submission, and it really elevates this. This is the one time where it's kind of okay to have all of the extra workings behind because the Gundam is working, and it's supposed to look like it's in the midst of doing all the hassle of customizing. I love these pictures, especially of the Gundam out here, actually, you know, with the marker and with the paintbrush actually doing these Really, really fun. Just barely missed the cut. Really awesome customization. And I really like the little Haro plot down there as well. Now the moment we've all been waiting for, the big three. As much of a problem as it was trying to figure out which three made it, it was even harder trying to decide the order of these three. The reason why these three kind of stood up above the rest for me is the designs really themed well with Halloween theme. They all are shot really well and they all look spectacular. In third place, we have this Headless Horseman diorama by Mike Deal 1. This is just spectacular, really. The whole diorama having the pumpkins down here, the trees, it really looks like this thing is riding through the woods, ready to come and get you. Especially this one here where we have the Headless Horseman on, I'm blanking on the name of the horse Gundam, but it's riding on that. A really cool addition to this piece. Shot really well. Again, I can really zoom in and kind of see all the details on this guy, can see where all the work is done on this. The pumpkin, even though it's not part of the model itself, a lot of work I can see done with painting with that, with all the other pumpkins here as well. The whole diorama is just done spectacularly. We get some nice different angles of this, and honestly, when I was thinking of Gunpla and Halloween, one of my first thoughts was it'd be cool to have like a headless Gundam, just because pop it off, but this was done really, really well. So congrats to Mike Deal for third place. Moving on to silver though. In second place, we have this entry by CT, and this is a really, I know I mentioned earlier that there was going to be another Nightmare Before Christmas. Well, here we go. This is, of course, just the Granddaddy Gundam up on a really cool display here. All of this is really cool to me. For one, of course, we have the awesome RX-78-2 painted up like Jack Skellington. The paint, it looks really, the lines are nice and thick. We also have the nice little spirals and the little Jack Skellington face there in the crotch unit. Really awesome details on that. I don't know if this whole base here is custom or not, but having the spiral, being able to mimic perfectly the logo of Nightmare Before Christmas, the iconic one, it's just sick. And of course we have the little the little Jim heads down here as pumpkins, the Jim-o'-lanterns, if you will. I don't know how you made those, but that is also really sick. And of course we get the nice base model photo here as well, which makes me think a lot of this has to be either maybe 3D printed or handmade. I'm not sure. Whatever it is, it's done up really, really nicely, and I like this thing a whole lot. CT, well-deserved second place. In first place, this one, it kind of stole the show for me when I saw it, and that's got to be Brandon P's The Shape, I think is what he calls it. It's kind of crazy. It's the EX Gundam from Requiem from a Vengeance, repainted to look like Michael Myers from the Halloween movies. It's kind of spectacular, really. I don't know. The paint on this thing, for one, looks spectacular. It looks just like, the jumpsuit that Michael Myers wears. The vibe of the EX Gundam fits so well because that Gundam is already seen as kind of like a white devil, and so throwing it into what Michael Myers is just works so perfectly thematically. What makes this kit stand out above the rest is the LED inclusion on this thing. I don't know how this was done, but it is fantastic. The eyes and the dagger both light up, making this thing look menacing as all heck, especially this photo where it's about to sneak up on the goof. This is cinematic right here is what it is. And then we get some nice other photos as well, kind of just showing off the extra details of this guy. It's just something about this, just the nice shadow behind it, the working on this, the custom on it, the LED on it, props. I would be very curious to know how you did those LEDs and how you're making those, because I don't see wiring anywhere in any of the photos unless it goes down through the feet. I'd be very curious to know how you got all that to work. This thing, spectacular. All of these entries though were fantastic. So again, I want to say thank you guys for entering. I hope you had a blast making them, because I had a blast checking each one of them out. For the winners, I will DM you. Again, thank you everyone for entering, and who knows, maybe we'll have a Christmas themed one or something. Well, actually, yeah, let me know down in the comments below what kind of custom contest you guys would enjoy doing next. We can maybe do one more by the end of the year. Either way, I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for helping me get to 10K. I didn't even make a video about that. None of this would be possible without you guys. So that's why I love that we can give back to you guys. And again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.